Store the database. Oh, a series of random, pseudo-random numbers.
We're stuck.
That is quite a nice lamp.
It will then be logged and constantly recycled for the database application.
What do you mean we're stuck?
The database application then will go on to use that pseudo-random series of data elements. As a Boolean string of constants that will then be recycled as the next series of pseudo-random elements. After that point, the pseudo-random number database.
Maybe there's another way to go.
Can then cease activity as a final application or an abnormal ending. That will then produce.
Oh. Not that way.
The next beginning with
Don't lose that number.
I think I came this way.
For huge radio successes. Steve breaks on and on.
The ceiling hole that I was working on when you came in is largely related to this bathtub. That could be dangerous. Alright, so dark room, etc. Here's one of my favorite. Well, here's a thing that's a sure crowd pleaser. A Braille copy of Playboy.
Oh, yes. Jesus.
Wow. She's hot.
She's hot.
Wow.
So there's no pictures.
That's true. There are no pictures.
Well,
You know, they always say
cited.
it is about the articles.
If you were blind, you'd know how sexy it is.
So it really is about the articles.
Well, if you're blind, it is, I guess.
It's dirty.
Yeah, it's dirty.
It's got cum stains all over the middle of it, but I don't like to talk about that.
You read Braille?
And here's a title
Man, that's
for a movie that I hope to make someday. I shot Andy Warhol.
just occurred to me that would be the ultimate to get a Braille tattoo.
That's great. In high school,
Oh, yes. It's probably kind of painful. They probably have to use some kind of electricity or something.
But a Braille,
Okay, and then in here.
Braille tattoo.
Look, is this the bathroom? I'm gonna enjoy the bathroom for a
I'm
minute.
gonna get a Braille
Yeah, there's
tattoo.
A Braille tattoo?
Yeah.
Press
What
on
do you
the,
call
that's
that's
doorstep
not.
there so that the door will close. Yeah, there you
So
go.
the nurse
Dunker.
decided to
Thank
walk
you.
in.
So then, the tape room. This is all other people's tapes. And again, everything is totally organized alphabetically, blah, blah, blah. And then the tapes are broken into two sections. Basically, the bottom half is all home taper stuff that I got in trade from other people, and the top half is all stuff recorded off of records and CDs or otherwise commercially released, etc. I like to claim that I have one of the best collections of recordings of experimental music from 1885 to the present that you will ever see in your entire life. And I believe that people would have a hard time proving otherwise.
I have an aging collection of home paper stuff as well, which is
Here's
not getting so much added to it these days.
Here's a severe
It's a
art damage
coin.
greatest hits, for example.
Wow.
It used to be a
I found it on an
cliche
arcade on the way up
to
here.
use. And then
The maze.
these are all my movies, which I love to brag about. This is where I edit video. And this is where all the packaging materials for the tape company that I run are kept, etc. And the most typical thing that I do in my tour of the house here is explain this one thing on the wall, which Irene has probably already had explained to her, but maybe not. These pages are taken from my high school yearbook, but each one is altered in a different way. Did I talk to you about this?
No, I don't think you did.
Okay, well, the name that I was using when I was in high school was Michael Frederick Tolson, spelled Fred Rick, as if it were two separate names without the E in between the D and the R. And so when I was 16, I wrote this self-description of myself. Self-description of somebody else? No, self-description of myself.
Both,
And
right?
it's amazing that they printed it because it wouldn't have made any sense to anybody.
Yeah.
But if you look at it,
So I can't
I've
really
done
see
these
it.
variations on it, which I'll explain
It's
later.
still
but
going on to some
just
extent.
ignoring the
It's
variations,
I would think
just
so.
looking at the words, it says nascent orthopteran
Yeah, it definitely
sebaeus.
People think
Nascent,
that's a
huh?
lot easier, but
No, it says nascent, not
Oh.
nascent, N-A, as in newborn. Nascent orthopteran
There's plenty of crap on
sebaeus
there too. I mean, if you want to hear like some
luxated.
really bad garage bands.
oleographic
There's some really
turgid
great stuff.
labaic
If you know where it is.
We actually
excogitate eccentric hydrophytic
why we
crispy
tried to put
intarsia
Every track
magnetized.
that we've-
Okay?
And they printed that.
Really?
They printed that.
Amazing.
What did you
Okay,
use? 'Cause it's all
but this is
sampling?
the joke of the whole thing, right? If you
Well,
look at
maybe
each of
like,
the
maybe they
words,
wouldn't
if you look at the
recognize
first
them,
letter of each of the
Even if you
words
have permission,
going
if it
backwards,
sounds
you've
similar,
got M of
do
magnetized, I of
Because there's so much
intarsia,
paranoia going on.
C of crispy, H of hydrophytic, A of acentric, E of excogitate, L of labaic, and then there's a semicolon. So that spells out Michael. And then if you look at the first letter of each word after that, okay, you've got T of turgid, you can see where this is going to, O of oleographic, L of luxated, S of sebaeus, which is a star worshiper, O of orthopteran, and N of nascent, so you've got Michael Tolson. But it doesn't stop there.
Saka.
Okay, if you look at the third letter back
Does she?
of each word, again going backwards, you have,
Third letter
Hey.
back.
third letter back, you have
Trevor.
I in
Trevor?
magnetized, S in intarsia, so you got is.
Oh.
Okay, so you got is, and then you've got S of crispy, T of hydrophytic,
Great. Yeah, it's
R
funny that
of
that
eccentric,
show I ended up accidentally meeting
I
him
of
at
excogitate.
He ended up going to school.
Let's see, have I lost? No, wait a minute. A of excogitate, I of labaic, um,
From Buffalo. It's like,
G of turgid, H of oleographic,
well, good to see you again.
and T of luxated, and then ignore the first three words, and it spells out Michael Tolson is straight. Which is totally encoded in the whole thing. And I mean, this is a very convoluted joke, but there's more to it than that. If you look at the words just going in order from the front, you've got basically nascent, which is an adjective, orthopteran, which is an adjective, sebaeus, which is a noun, and then luxated, which is a verb. Okay, now you'll see that here the verb is missing. Then you've got oleographic, turgid, labaic, and then the verb is missing again, which is excogitate. Then you've got eccentric, hydrophytic, crispy, intarsia, that's adjective, noun, and then the verb, which is magnetized, is missing. So the gist of it is that it's four sentences which are hypothetically comprehensible as sentences, but the hidden content of it is Michael Tolson is straight. Now the reason why I wrote that is because when I was in high school, I had long hair, and this is in the 60s and early 70s, and I never wore any underwear, and I wore pants that were down to about here so that my pubic hair was always showing. And everybody thought that I was a drug addict or whatever, and I never took any drugs, even aspirin or whatever. So my joke was to say that I was straight in the most convoluted way that I could possibly think of doing. And anyway, I still think it's really funny, but I made this thing where I further altered it by, in this case, removing anything with whiteout that couldn't be pronounced as a word by itself. So you have letters like Y, U, T, all of C, etc., all of which could be homonyms for words. And then here I took out all of the adjectives. Here I took out everything but punctuation. Here I took out everything. Here I took out all of the nouns. Here, this one's particularly convoluted. If you go reading from right to left, from bottom to top, it spells out fitting square peg in round hole phonetically. So you have to kind of go through it like this. And then here, all of the verbs are missing, and here it's smeared. It's actually cut off here so you don't see the full thing, but whatever, you get the idea. And the funny thing that I like about the verbs is that the people were all asked to describe themselves, and verbs are almost non-existent in their description, which seems to me to indicate that people thought of themselves more as objects than as, actual
Active things,
moving
right.
things or whatever. Hi, Splug.
Hi. Hi, Kent.
Hi, Etta.
So much for that phase of the tour. Here's a picture of Splug, who came into the room only a few moments ago. Here's another picture of Splug, actually Burning Man, since we were talking about Burning Man earlier.
I recognize
In the
that
future.
cracked ground.
I'm Jade.
Jade.
Nice to meet you. You too.
Robert.
Robert.
Hello.
There's plenty of booze.
Did you know that this member, I met him in Buffalo, and I came back and I told you about him, and I gave you his card to go to his website. He had like the thimble.
Thimbletron,
Yeah.
and the card has like a McDonald's logo and a Coke logo and so on. We recycle our logo from other people who've spent more money on them.
There's a group called the Society for the Conservation of... the Society for the Conservation of the Present in Montreal. Now I'm trying to remember whether it was the SCP that did this or a different group that I'm not remembering. But at any rate, they made these coupons that were for like Burger Queen or something like that. It was a hybrid of either two logos or just a slight variation on Burger King or whatever, and they made these coupons that said free burger and fries at Burger Queen or whatever, but it looked just like a Burger King thing or something similar to that or whatever. So they do a similar recycling of the logo thing or whatever, but they just stood out on street corners dressed up really straight and handed these out. This is the part where you see me get hopelessly confused about how I'm going to do this, which is more part of the fun of it though, actually. Well, let's see where we're going to start. We're going to start in the middle of the door here. And we're going to go out like this first, so let's start with that.
Is there another footstool, or do we just have
No, I think this is the one. But if you can hold the fabric up for me, or whichever way you want to do it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Where'd you get all this fabric?
It's nice enough.
I bought it and sewed it together many years ago for making mazes with. I was telling somebody last night the story about when I first got involved with Gail Litvin. I don't know whether I ever told you this story or not, but to make the long story short, I didn't know she was blind. Because when I met her, I was very drunk and she tended to walk through doorways sideways and things like that, and I thought it was very strange, but I thought it was interesting, but I didn't know it was because she couldn't see the doorways, so she had to minimize the way she would go through the door. But space that way. At any rate, I invited her to come over to my place, and when she came over, I just had the door open and I had a maze set up inside. So she came in and then immediately ended up going into this maze, but I didn't know that she couldn't see it. Right?
When did you figure out that she could not see?
Well, I figured it out probably after she was finished navigating the maze, and I started actually hanging out with her, because this was basically the first time I'd ever hung out with her. But the funny thing was that, well, first of all, of course, I was quite shocked to find out that she was blind and I projected her to this maze. But secondly, well, no, I mean, I hadn't really met her before. I'd only met her under these very fleeting circumstances one time. So this was basically the first time I was ever meeting her. But then it turned out that she was exactly the type of person who would enjoy being subjected to that kind of situation.
Yeah.
So it turned out to be quite
Let
nice.
me.
Here, you want this on this side? Here, why don't you put this on your side?
Okay. So I get the footstool.
Yeah, you get the footstool, because with the screw gun, at least on this side, you should be able to manage this. Yeah, fold it over so that there's 2 layers of fabric for the part at which I'm going to screw in. And then, yeah, that's good.
Well, you actually need. Is that good?
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's fine. Sometimes we spin the fabric, which is not good. That's all right. Yeah, so I made a fair amount of mazes. At one point, I went on tour carrying this fabric with me so that I could make a maze that the audience would have to go into. I only did it for one of the shows at the Society for the Conservation of the Present bunker in Montreal. But I thought that was a nice touch. A good way to...
Is that straight-ish? Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Looks like it from here, at least. It's a good way to get the audience into the appropriate mood, to have them walk up this flight of steps and immediately get lost in the maze. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go right here and turn this way. Yeah, that's good right there. Alrighty.
Party. No worries, mate.
No worries, mate. That's right. The Australian experience sticks with you. For a long
Exactly.
time.
The phrase. At first, I loved it. You know, I was just like,
Sorry.
what a perfect thing to say. You know, it's just like, the film projector's not working, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no worries, mate. Get you another one. But then after a while, I started hating it.
Yeah.
I was just like, actually, there is something to worry about.
Yeah, I still have one of the greatest times of my life. Oh yeah, that's right. You did. You did something for his class.
Yeah, I sure did.
Yeah.
I did a workshop with his class, and then I did a lecture as well in the evening.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it was
I
great.
bet they loved you.
Yeah, it was really, really super fun. He's a great guy.
Yeah, I liked him a lot. And
Warm Bird as well.
Oh yeah.
Probably the most popular folk song in Australia and a severe candidate in any contest for the national anthem of Australia. But because of the subject matter of it, it's unlikely it will ever be approved by the stiff asses who actually run the joint.
Played at the Super 8 Film Collective.
Oh yeah,
This
at
is
the
a-
Irwin Ratto Theater.
Yep, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the theater.
Yeah. Okay, this one I have to redo. Yeah, I did. One or two things.
Neoism, a squash, the rubber vomit of anti-neoism, and perform wig jobs with priests.
Did you meet Cantrells, the Cantrells?
No, I didn't meet them. That was in Melbourne, right?
Yeah. I thought that you might have met them. Okay, now the next one's going to go right here, and then I'm going to be turning it this way.
So it's going from here that way.
Right, except, well, no, it's going from
Yeah, it's gonna make a right corner turn, right.
Okay, so we need
Right
one more
here.
here.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, Corinne Cantrell, they have Cantrell's Film Notes, which is a great Australian film magazine, but the woman, Corinne, or whatever her name is the most aggressive salesperson imaginable. Maybe not imaginable. She was pretty harsh to deal with. Like the magazine, I can show you issues, some of that shit. It is a great film magazine. I really quite like it, but she was so ruthless about selling it to you that it was pretty unbearable. Maybe in this instance, you can stand on
The edge and you
on
get
the edge.
footstool.
Yeah. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
At least you're near that post there, so I don't think it'll collapse on you.
Yeah, I think it'll be alright. Just looking forward to something to hold on to. Sounds like a good title of a song. Looking forward to something to
I always wanted to do a music video of the song "Release Me." You know that song?
How's it go?
Release me, let me
Oh,
go
he's like-
away, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But there used to be an ad for, I don't know, super glue or something like that, where was
Right, release me and let me go.
there was a guy with a hard hat on.
Yeah, hanging or
Oh yeah,
something.
do you remember that?
Yeah, I
Like,
totally remember that.
hanging from a
Beam or
steel
something.
beam, 8 stories up in the air or whatever. And I thought that would have been pretty funny image to put to that song.
Especially if he was singing.
Yeah, especially. I hadn't even thought about that, but that's a really good one. It's like 6 feet tall. Yeah. Okay.
Extremely long, gangly arms, though.
Ganglia arms.
Ganglia arms.
Oh yeah, nice hotel name with a pub in it. The Ganglia Arms.
Yeah, it's like straight in from Manchester, England. The Ganglia arms.
Did you drink any Abbotsford Invalid Stout while you were in?
No, I didn't. Getting some of the entomology graduate students at the university to come talk about their projects and stuff on the radio show. And that's pretty fun. You know, bug talk.
Bug talk. Do you have a regular show then, or?
No, Trevor does. And so I just jump in on his show.
Does he go to the university or
Not
teach there?
anymore.
Or?
The cool thing about the radio station, the university radio station there, is you don't actually have to be a student in order to DJ on it.
Yeah, that's the way a lot of stations are. I mean, at least the good ones, I guess. The WRCT here is the same way. So the result is that you have older DJs who aren't complete ignoramuses.
Yeah, in Athens, you had to be a student in order to be able to be on the college radio, and that's just idiotic. You know, as soon as someone gets any good at what they're doing or committed to it, and they graduate.
I guess I will need your help over here. I'm having a little trouble holding this up at the same time. Actually, I might actually succeed at this moment. But yeah, that's good, thanks. One of my favorite mazes that I ever made was at a place called the Pickle Factory in Baltimore. It was for a benefit for an outdoor event called the Ad Hoc Fiasco, and I made the maze right at the entrance, but it was done in such a way so that you couldn't actually get into the event. much to the annoyance of the people.
The perfect maze is the unsolvable maze, isn't it?
So, okay, now it's gonna actually turn right about here.
Okay, let me move my bucket. Stretching if you're not supposed to.
But the idea was that people were just supposed to rebel, as usual, and
Did they?
and then okay, now you don't put your okay. How about hold it right about there? That's good. And they were supposed to go under the maze because it was easy enough to do that because the maze wasn't attached to the floor. But instead, one of the organizers of it got so infuriated with me that he just ripped it down at the part so that they would bypass it altogether. Which I thought was very much not in the spirit of things.
No. At least you could put a sign up that says, "Hey, go under the maze."
See, that ultimately what's going to happen is that it's going to turn.
Are you trapped?
Come on out. Good girl. Now there's going to be 3 ways out through the doorway here. Ha ha ha. And 2 of them are just going to lead back to themselves. Ha ha ha. It's diabolical. Ha ha ha. It's really diabolical. You see what I'm saying? This one goes into here and leads back to here again.
Oh, right, sure. So it's end up being the same.
Well, actually, that can't be true because, well, it's sort of true, it's sort of not true. Oh, that would be. Let's see where I can pull that off. Yeah, even better yet. This way, there will only be one entrance, which will appear to lead to the
But then not.
You've seen Svankmajer films, right? No?
I don't
Okay,
know
another
that.
one. Well, because I was telling him about Svankmajer, Jan Svankmajer, a Czech animator who is most well known for doing a version of Alice. But he did a version of Pose the Pendulum that's truly diabolical. It's really wonderful.
Does it do like claymation stuff?
There's some claymation, but it's yeah. But he just does pretty much every kind of animation.
But was Alice a claymated or?
No, it was actors plus object animation, other than clay. And the fun part about shooting a scene cap will be that you'll actually have to try to follow me as we go into it. And you'll be burdened by a camcorder, and I'll be burdened by a ridiculous outfit. But, okay, we're going to go all the way to the corner again. Oops. I've been meaning for many years to actually get more fabric so that I can do a much larger one. I've never gotten around to it. I only make these mazes every 5 years or so, usually.
So how long has it been since you built the last one?
The last one wasn't that long ago. It was right after we first moved into this house. I built a maze in one of the rooms in the house. It was a fairly nice one. So I was going to suggest to you, Kent, that if you wanted to, you could take the footage that I shot of that maze and intercut it with the footage from this maze, which would make it more or less impossible for the audience to figure out the space of it, because it would be made from the same material, but you wouldn't even necessarily be able to figure out that it was a cut going from one space to a different space. Okay, and now we'll continue along here, just straight along the edge. You've had this pooch since she was a pup?
And she was a tiny little puppy. She even lived with me in France for a year.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing in France?
I got a, I guess a chance to be in like a free student in étudiant libre at a Beaux-Arts in France some years ago, where they just gave me studio space and I could live on campus
Ah.
and work. And live in France. It was really fun.
So does that mean you speak perfect
No.
French?
Couldn't speak any French whatsoever, and I still can't.
Really? And you lived there for a whole year?
Well, I could speak a little bit, like enough to get by, but
I'm glad to hear there's somebody else out there who's bad with learning other languages as I am, because I lived in Berlin for 3.5 months, and
I can speak enough German to ask for directions and then not understand what the person said when they answered it.
Right, so you couldn't get where you were going. I know that.
And to ask for food, which I got to be reasonably good at, because that's something where the only thing that
basic
matters is
human
that they understand what you're saying. But I was so bad at German otherwise. But then the thing about being in Germany is that anybody who was raised in West Germany speaks better English than many Americans do.
Yeah, well, that was one of the things about being in France, because I had never studied any French whatsoever, and I, tried. I had a tutor and stuff at the university, but when it came down to it, anything that I wanted to talk about, it was pretty much you had to talk in English because.
Yeah. Well, that's the other obvious problem, of course. It's about how to sew that. I won't worry about it.
Duct tape it or something.
I learned how to say a few things in German, but the thing is that the sense of them in German was completely different from the sense of them in English. So,
Right.
for example, Germans would ask me what I did or whatever, and I would say that I was a mad scientist, which I don't remember how to say in German anymore, but at the time I knew. And of course, in English, that's evocative of Dr. Frankenstein, etc. But in German, when I would say that in German, they would just say, "Oh, what type of scientist are you?" Just automatically,
Right.
kind of.
It's like a scientist of psychology or something, right?
Right.
So I have pictures of her by the Eiffel Tower. There's pictures of her all throughout Germany. Picture of her with, the angel in Berlin, in the background, so that she, she's standing in front, and then her by the Pont du Gard and Nîmes.
She was considerably younger than
Oh yeah. She
Frisky.
handled it a lot better. Her at the Chateau de Marquis de Sade.
Is there such a place, really?
Yeah, it really is a place.
In Hungary, in Budapest, there's a vegetarian restaurant called the Marquis de Salade. Which I both found pretty funny.
Yeah, you chug a lot of that.
There's that one guy who does the maze books. I don't remember his name, but they're drawn mazes that lead to holes in the paper, so that you then go through the hole in the paper to continue through in another maze on the next page. Have you ever seen those?
No, that
yeah,
sounds fabulous.
they're really nice.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
So how's it look?
It's not very good, but it'll, as I said, suffice. And then, Kent, as soon as I dump off the tools next door and wash up and put on another sweatshirt, we can leave.
All right.
Gordon does Jefferson Presents, which is currently Pittsburgh's most interesting film presenting thing. I do say so. Thank you. And even though your advertising is really bad sometimes, but independent of that.
It's underground, That's part of the fun is finding it. Are you filming?
Yeah. He just got his new gadget, his new steady.
Well, it's a borrowed, so I can run around.
Have you ever used one of those?
But the reason why I ask is about the steadiness of the electricity is that it takes me about a minimum of an hour and 40 minutes to load my samples. And if the electricity goes off for even a fraction of a second, I have to start all over again.
I'm feeling like it's overbuilt.
So he has actually watched about 60 hours worth of my movies now.
Wow.
He's still not all the way through, but he's almost done. And I exempted him from the other qualifications, so he's his sanity is saved or whatever. When I tell people that I've made 216 movies, it's actually at 218 now, and they say, "No way," or whatever, I could say, "Talk to Kent Bai. Kent Bai has watched every one of them."
He's documented.
I missed it. I was probably out of town. I was out of town most of February.
I get the shows confused. It was the one after the one that you showed stuff at.
Where I showed Teenagers from Inner Space.
Yeah.
Well, that was here.
Yeah.
Report preliminary findings.
Thor, reporting 42 saturation degrees in 96 volumes. Intermediate fluctuation at more fun content.
I'm assuming your projection stats are up for grabs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It's the new hit, man. It's the hit. Hit.
Fly me to the blossom that I've been to once before. Let me suck the nectar of a flower I adore. In other words, I'm a lovely moth. In other words, feeding is my goal in life. Fill my life with pheromones and let me mate again once more. For all I long in my limited lifespan is to lay these eggs I adore. In other words, moth, you smell good. In other words, I appreciate your pheromones. This houseplant is perfect for the first instar larvae to emerge. In other words, it's my host plant. In other words, my species likes to go here. Solanaceous plant.
Sounds like an old hit to me.
I know. It
You're feeling great.
There. No, I'm losing it again.
Guy who used to play the electronics in the Motor Morons just took electronic devices and poured beer on them while he was drinking and playing.
That's
and
good.
Just caused them to short circuit from the beer pouring. I was like that. As a technique.
That's a great technique.
Yeah.
Very natural somehow.
He used to do
Yeah.
things like he'd buy a drill. You hang the drill from a clothesline, and then you put a board on it this big or whatever, with the drill bit stuck through it or whatever, and it would spin the board. So you would use it as kind of a special effect type of thing at parties. But the thing was that it would burn out the motor on the drill within a few hours, right? And then he'd take the drill back the next day and say, I just bought this drill yesterday and it's totally burnt out. I mean, I personally wouldn't do anything that unscrupulous, but I thought it was still pretty funny or whatever.
Yeah, that's great. There's a hole for your mouth or your eyes?
Well, I forgot to cut eye holes in them, so it's gonna be really interesting.
The dance is gonna be really, really interesting.
Yeah, the dance is gonna be really interesting without eye holes. Did I move this out here?
Do you want to cut eye holes in it?
No, I don't.
You wanna throw me one of those?
Actually, leave it as is.
My set. I'm a simple man. I can do it.
Okay, can I show you what I want you to do? So, this is the poster projector. Sure. The fan has to be on. I'll turn this here. Yeah, I put up with this fan. I didn't actually have a fan, which is so pretty crazy because the bulb would not last very long. All right, have you ever used a film strip projector before? Okay, so all you have to do is advance it, like turning it counterclockwise. Right now, I have to turn the light off for you to even be able to see what it is, but you'll be able to see when you're getting close to the end. Just to get you prepared to go to you like this. You see there's a splice, and you may have to, the way you frame it is with this thing here, so you may have to change the framing at some point.
Okay.
And there will be four black and white photos that have me in them. Okay. That will be sort of obviously different. Actually, 6 black and white photos. And then the Victoria instruments is the second to the last image.
Oh, cool.
So you'll recognize that.
Okay.
And then there's an image of vibraphone out in a boulder field.
Okay.
So once you get to that, if I'm still going, and my set is basically 32 minutes long plus my introductory things, you can either leave it on that image, or if you've gotten to that image way before where I'm at the end, then just start going backwards.
Okay.
And that's all there is to it.
Okay, so the image you want me to stay on is the vibraphone in the boulder field.
No, I'm just saying the vibraphone in the boulder field is the last image, so when you get to that, you'll know that you're at the end. So at that point, you can, if I'm like 1 minute away from ending or whatever, because I've been playing for 31 minutes, leave it there. But if I'm like 17 minutes from the end, then start going backwards or whatever. If you want to screw around with it, in other words, if you want to experimentally change the framing or whatever, anything that you feel like doing to make it visually more interesting, then just feel free to do it.
Okay, good. Is there something I'm listening to that has advance cues or anything? Or
No,
am
no.
I just arbitrarily going to advance it?
You're just going to arbitrarily advance it. The video, which is the central projection, has the film strip in it and has the slides in it for the right projection. So there is a kind of bouncing or whatever back and forth between those things. And there's an interrelationship between those, which you can either play off of, like if there's a fast sequence or whatever and you want to go through it fast to have some speed coordination or whatever you feel like doing basically. But otherwise it's just very simple. I mean, you just, if you want to do it in the simplest way, you might just turn the knob every 30 seconds or whatever,
So I can use my own judgment or whatever. So. Do you mind if I do things like run my fingers in front
No,
of the
anything you want to do is
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
Very cool. You know, with the ASR, you can get a SCSI rifle. You can dump everything on that.
Yeah. How much is it? Do you know?
Like $100 or
Really?
less. Like I got mine used from someone that's like under $100 or whatever, and the SCSI rifle just, you know.
I'm in a rock band full time, so is there
How much? Oh, good. That camera works. And whether that works or not, is it really worth it for Kent to buy? I'm not so sure yet. This remote doesn't work very well, so it tends to not work in reverse. It tends to only work in full. Did anything happen when I did that?
Yeah, I took it. I put it on manual, and it doesn't seem to be.
So, well, that's what I'm saying. If it were still fucked up, it would probably fuck up now when I do that to it. That's my theory, at least. Make comments about your feelings about swish pads and how you feel that they function within ordinary editing schemes. Gordon, what's your opinion on that?
Swish pan.
Do you have any favorite swish pan
As
uses?
long as it's motivated by something in the script.
Yeah.
I have no
Star
problem
Wars.
with it.
Star Wars best use of swish pans ever.
Really? I don't remember the swish pans in Star Wars, but
Oh, maybe not. No, those are just swipes. That's different.
yeah, no, swish pan.
Swish pans. Yeah.
This is a swish pan. This is a true swish pan, except that it's getting a little wonky right now, thanks to my
Wonky swish.
yeah wonky swish. That's a technical term that isn't very well known to anybody outside of Pittsburgh,
The Dutch
outside of
swish
this
angle
room.
wonk.
It's all right. So how much is it? Okay. All right. Thank you for coming to the Guitarist Anonymous meeting. I know that some of you here are recidivists, which is pretty pathetic, but I've seen at least 2 recidivists in the audience tonight, and I will have to unfortunately torture you because of that. Can people who are guitarists here raise their hand? All right, there's one right there. Don't be shy, there's another one back there. Now I know that it's more than just the 2 of you.
One over here, Tim.
All right, there's one. There's another one. All right. That's proof of how utterly banal guitar playing is. There's 3 guitarists in here. If I were to ask you how many Demi-Nando players are in here, how many of them are there? I don't see a single Demi-Nando player. Okay. So the purpose of tonight's presentation is to try to cure the guitarists who are here tonight of playing such a banal instrument. And I'm going to demonstrate some of the withdrawal aids that can be used in order to break you of this insidious habit.
I will need my...
Are there any guitarists in the audience tonight? If you're there, please raise your hands.
I need my film strip projectionist. Okay, Guitarist Anonymous withdrawal aids.
I think we can use this one. Beautiful. It's most successful there. It's most successful there. It's most successful there. It's most successful there.
Your parents had you put here because you have a problem. And Dr. Myers and I are going to help you with this problem. Now, we're going to demonstrate to you that guitar is not the only instrument that you can play.
Absolutely nothing, except for that stupid fucking guitar body that we still haven't figured out whether to have a neck yet.
So, Dr. Myers and I, even though we know that you're a hopeless case, because not only are you a air guitarist, but you're a air guitar tuner, which is an even more advanced stage of degenerative disease. But Dr. Myers and I will give you another demonstration of withdrawal aids that you can use. You know, we had a much easier time with those homosexuals and the electric shocks than we're having with you. I'm gonna make a horrible, grody mark.
Paying me good money to get you to stop this imbecilic habit of playing this stupid fucking instrument. I'm starting to lose my patience with you. I'm starting to lose my professional demeanor. So you have to just fucking stick still and no more of this fucking air guitar, you moron!
Morons like you, so that I can suck your back.
do the T-Rex treatment because most people either end up comatose or completely cured, but unfortunately they seem to end up in a fetal position more often than not. I think that there's still a chance for you because you have occasionally opened up your eyes and looked at other people, especially when the scent of something like a... However, I think now I'm going to have to resort to the T-Rex treatment for yourself.
Thank you, Brother Greg, for testifying. You can see what realistic guitar playing has been for this band.
Now, my final comment is, of course, directed to all of you guitarists out there.
It's time for a revolting, oozing booger.
All right. Next up is Impercept, and then after that is Irene Moon.
Well, the light didn't work on this at all.
As Ten said, next up is Impercept, and then Irene, Scientifically Speaking with Irene Moon. If you enjoy this kind of stuff and you'd like to come back, we have an electronic show on Monday, including the Ultra Milkmaids from France, Cornucopia from Puerto Rico, and V from DC, as well as two local acts, Xenopticon and Lux Robotica. So come back on Monday if you like this stuff, and stick around, please. Thanks.
Maybe you switch it open?
I did it. I just kept going back and forth. Oh well, sorry.
It doesn't matter.
You know, you're good looking. I would like to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was amazing.
I raised my hand as a guitarist. I think the only time I've ever played guitar was like, you know, standing on it or something like that.
It's all right.
Not a guitarist.
Having any sort of physical contact with it at all is
I've
pretty
had some
reprehensible.
physical contact with guitar.
You're keeping your VCR plugged in for some time?
Or you're going to use a VCR?
Yeah, I'm going to use your VCR.
Okay.
For the videos.
Right. And that means I need to... I could show it to you now. The easiest way to charge it up is just put a black light on, so I'll go upstairs and get the black light out. And I'll come downstairs, and then I'll charge up my leg, and you can look at it. We'll turn the light off.
Sounds like a plan. And tomorrow morning we have to get up bright and early.
10 o'clock. We're not going to make it too early, because it won't really take that long to do, so.
What?
We're going to be a frothing catatonic Siamese twin.
That's right. You and I are
for
frothing
Kent's
catatonic
documentary.
Siamese twins. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it would be awesome. It'd be
Oh,
really
I'm
fun.
totally
Haven't you
down.
always wanted to be a frothing catatonic Siamese twin? I have.
Yeah, I'm down.
It's I'm totally down with that. It's great that you do first thing in the morning. You know, it sets the tone for the rest of your day. It's good to set the tone for your rest of the day that way.
Oh my god. I went down and then I'll turn the light on.
Whoa. Okay, so everybody gets down here, I'll turn the light on. And then I'll tell the story, such as it is.
Oh, I bet my sleeping bag's all covered in dog hair now.
Well, since you're my new roommate, you gotta get used to it.
Alright, here's the story. Now, first of all, get this off.
And look how well it works, man. It's totally glow in the dark.
So it's a dust mite, enlarged 250 times. Dust mites live in upholstered furniture and in your bedclothes. They live off of dead human skin. So this is my ecological joke, because when people ask me whether that glow-in-the-dark pigment hurts my leg or not, I say, well, if it does, it's killing off the skin and it's feeding whole families of dust mites, so it's the instance of an image that's feeding, you know, what it's an image of, which I find to be quite funny. And then, you know, the other joke is, well, if it is giving my leg cancer or whatever, maybe someday I'll be on the front cover of Cancer magazine, which, if there is such a thing.
For leg cancer,
Right. The most bizarre instance of cancer we've had is cancer from getting a glow-in-the-dark tattoo. And I like to think that this could be the world's largest glow-in-the-dark tattoo. Of course, there will undoubtedly be somebody else who will disprove that, but until it happens, I'm happy to think of it in that way.
Do you know anybody else that has a glow-in-the-dark tattoo?
Well, the guy who did the tattoo for me has a little spiral in the center of his forehead. It's just very, very tiny, like a half-inch across.
How long do you think, I mean, will that pigment last forever? Or?
It's been there for 12 years now, maybe?
I mean, it's in a good spot because it's well covered up and
Right,
stuff.
right. I'm just showing off my glow-in-the-dark tattoo.
He's on stage.
You know, I'm allergic to dust mites.
Are you?
Yeah.
Do you want to come here and rub this for good luck or something?
Sure. It'll be all good. I can't. Now maybe I will never be afraid of dust mites again.
Okay, that's all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You can't see it at all when it's.
No, it just looks like a fine scar. You can barely see it.
That's the best thing about it is like you really don't. I'd love to get like a glow-in-the-dark eyeliner or something done.
Oh, that'd be freaky.
Wouldn't that be completely great?
Well, that's the thing about my friend who has the little spiral. You know, when the lights are out, you can see the tiny little spiral right in the middle of his forehead. It's
beautiful. Who's that?
Danny Higgs.
Danny Higgs.
Dude, lots of, I mean...
The nostalgia, I can hear it in your voice.
Or Dar Igneous Higgs, as he's otherwise known.
He's awesome. Awesome.
He doesn't tattoo anymore either.
He doesn't?
No, he got sick of it, I think. Well, maybe he still does it a little bit, but the last time I saw him, he actually
not
had a
doing it
different
for
job. Yeah, couldn't stand it anymore.
Yeah, it totally worked, man. It totally pulled it off. I couldn't
had
believe
to
it.
fall down though. Yeah.
And this is to remind me not to shrivel. Because it's so easy to shrivel sometimes when you get up there and it's all these people looking at you and stuff.
What's it say?
Star.
Star.
She's a superstar.
Star that shrivel.
No, man. Stars don't shrivel. Right.
They're not like grapes.
Are you filming, Ken? Well,
I'm doing my job here.
Okay.
Is that bad?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have to watch the footage
I know.
tomorrow.
Vlog every word. That's
Yeah.
spoken.
Document the
Searching,
documentation.
that's right, yeah. Searching for any good soundbite I could possibly use.
It's not gonna happen.
No.
Sorry.
It's going to be a while.
This is what the party at the show looks like. This is what the party at the show looks like.
See, that was good.
That's what we sing after protest. Because they're always like, you know, if you go to a protest, they're always like, this is what democracy looks like, this, or whatever. There's so many different this is what a police state looks like. So after the protest, they're always like, this is what the party at the protest looks like. It's fun, it works, it's good.
I was
You gotta
like
trust me
hey,
on that
hey,
one.
ho, ho,
Oh.
blah, blah, blah. Has
Oh.
It's got a little bit more rhythm than
I
most
hate
of them.
those.
Really?
I hate the hey hey ho's.
Yeah, I thought it
Oh
had
my
a
god.
little bit more rhythm than the
But
other ones.
the clown block did a good variation of that one. Did you hear it?
Uh-uh.
Hey hey, ho ho, ha 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 ha, he 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 he.
That is good.
Can I pick your nose on
Yeah.
camera?
We have a taco party.
I'll be over with the camera in a minute. You know, Kent was born with that camera in his hand. He was quite the talk of the hospital and the delivery room, especially since the camera was bigger than he was born. He was born premature, so.
Yeah, it's always tough. And the umbilical cord gets wrapped around the mic cable.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's just a mess.
Yeah, his first sound things were terrible.
But the video of him coming out, you know, from the perspective.
Yeah, you did do a beautiful job on that, Kent. That was great.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the way that you managed to hold the camcorder in your feet when you came out, that was pretty impressive.
That was really, really good.
If you hadn't fucked up the
And
sound, you probably could have.
And it was focused. That was the amazing part.
Yeah,
it was
that's
entirely
true.
in focus.
It wasn't
for the
on
whole
automatic
thing.
focus either.
No. I mean, he had to manually focus it, and
Plus, he had the
kept it in
aperture
focus.
setting. That was really good too, because you didn't have a light then, right?
And that's
Came
tricky
out.
because when you're coming out from a very dark zone to a very bright zone, the operating theater is a very bright area.
Righty.
It's a very, very difficult setting to really get exactly right. But he did it. He did it. He got it right.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So true.
So that SCSI drive will be like you'll just wonder why you never did it earlier.
Well, I mean, I know why I never did it earlier because most of the time I don't have any money, etc. But
right.
Here, do you guys want a copy of this CD too that I just gave to Mark?
Yes.
Oh, you gave him a CD?
Yeah, this is
And you're giving us CDs now?
Might as well.
That sounds good.
If we had anything to give you, we would.
Yeah, we meant to bring some of our CDRs, but we really didn't have enough to spare.
It comes with the essay.
Cool. Thanks.
That,
Well, we're classical
philosophical-
music.
Low classical music, yes.
Yeah.
It's basically what I produce.
This is great.
It's the use of sound by a really low class person. Loves classical music, but hates the whole class structure that goes hand and paw with it.
Oh, it doesn't go in there. Cool, thanks.
Yeah, just send me all sorts of loving emails after you listen to it.
Yeah, definitely. Or at some point we'll mail you some Sick Hour stuff too.
Oh yeah. I was a little too tired tonight during the show, so I didn't actually pay as much attention as I should have. Probably.
We didn't either, really.
What sucker? What? What? So what's your next plan? Stadiums in Japan or
I'm going to New York and London next.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you with Irene? Good job.
Irene got a show lined up in New York the same time as our show, so she'll actually show up, but won't be part of the same bill. And in London, I lucked into this thing through this woman who does music under the name People Like Us.
Oh yeah.
And
That's gonna be in New York?
No, it's in London at Royal Festival Hall. So
Wow, she's playing. Wow,
that's
great.
So,
she's playing in New York too, isn't she?
Yeah.
So who is the we of your we? I mean, who are the other people you play with?
Evolution Control Committee, of which I am the founding and primary member, and there are other incidentals who come in and out.
They're going to London with you though, or are you going
Nope,
by yourself?
I'm going alone, it sounds like, so, yeah. Not much budget for getting mass amounts of people across seas, so, oh well.
I was in one band that had people from like 5 or 6 different countries, and we played one gig in a place that was an adjunct hall to an opera house that had something like a 25,000 mark budget for one night's show, and that was the pinnacle of my career as a rock star. One show.
Wow.
You know, it was great, but
It's the one as in body outright and fly.
I wish I could be doing it every week or whatever.
Did you do any releases?
No. Well, the band was called Cahuta Banksides 500, and we just played 3 Exotica songs in 12-hour-long concerts. So we did Quiet Village, Caravan, and Taboo.
How
Perfect.
accurate were they to the how faithful were they to the originals?
Well, it was a good group of musicians, so we play them in 30 or 40 different styles.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Oh, that's
wonderful. But one show, I can show you actually some of the pictures from that show. They're pretty spectacular. Oh, you poor pooch. Always underfoot. Someday you're gonna break your ribs anyway.
I have this band that we hardly do any shows anymore, but it's called the Weird Love Makers, and we did a combination of Exotica
avant-garde arrangements, and I did vocals and I played synthesizers.
Awesome.
This is you get various tastes of the stage, what the stage looks like. This is a guy named Michael Evans who toured with Combustible Edison playing Glass Vibes, or Glass Marimba rather. And then there's Eric again, and that's a guy named John Henry Ninehouse who plays the Bogus Piano Concerto on the CDs that I just gave you guys. That is a really amazing keyboard player. And this is a guy named Jen Kim Montgomery who used to run a gallery in New York, a sound art gallery in New York called Generator, who has a label, etc. But he was the official laminator for the whole thing. He travels around the world doing these lamination performances. And then this is some of the same cast of characters, but there's Alex Haka, the guy from Einstürzen Baden. He's a fairly entertaining character.
Looks very un-Now-Button-like there.
Well, he had a group called the Jägermeister Mountain Boys, I think, at the time. So, right, we had various ensembles. Michael Evans was the main drummer, but there's Alex, and there's a woman named Maria. She was like a rockabilly bass player.
Yeah, she looks like she's totally
This
jamming out.
guy's Roland Wolf. He committed suicide, but he was in...
I know the name for some reason.
Yeah, he was in... that group, the Australian guy in Berlin that does a kind of blues shtick. What the fuck is his name? Who's really well known, has books out, and is in. He was. Did you ever see Wim Wenders' movie Wings of Desire?
Yeah.
Okay, the band that plays in Wings of Desire is this guy's band. I know you know who he is, and I can't remember his name because.
I can't think of it.
Shit, I mean he's so well known, but at any rate, Roland was in his band. He's in Wings of Desire, but he committed suicide. There's a famous wall in Berlin that's a remnant of the Berlin Wall. That there's a road that goes straight forward, and it's a famous suicide place because you can go the road goes straight forward and then turns at a 90-degree angle, and he. So people committed suicide because they could get up to like 60, 70 miles per hour on this road and then ram into the wall, and that's what he did.
Wow.
He committed suicide. There he is again. That's Roland. Fuck, I wish I could remember this guy's name. Yeah, well, anyway, you get an idea of the stage. The stage was really nice. We went in the day before to set up a stage, and they gave us access to the opera props department. And So we just went in and scavenged everything we wanted to and made this incredibly lavish stage. And then the props meister, the guy who was the head of the props department, came the next day and looked at the stage and was like, I would have never let you take all that stuff if I had been here. But by then it was too late. So whatever. Okay, here's the pictures where you really get a feel for the stage.
Wow.
There's me at the synthesizers.
It's so loaded.
Yeah, isn't that nice? That was
beautiful.
That's in the film, the demo reel, right?
Yeah, it's in the demo reel. You see, that's me singing Buta, which is where I took the lyrics of Taboo and I rearranged all the syllables of it to make it sound more exotic. Okay, here's Laura with her coconut bra.
She's squirting.
Yeah, she squirts the coconut. It's motorized. So she's squirting.
She have a
coconut.
joystick on her leg?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So she's squirting coconut
That's so
milk
cool.
Into this giant wok that Gordon W. Zealot is making pad thai in, and she's flavoring the pad thai.
Awesome.
Yeah, Laura makes great costumes.
Oh, it's hilarious.
And then there's Eric on some of the percussion, and Gordon on some of the percussion, and Gordon Monahan playing organ. That was Gordon's main function. And then more. There was the truly incredible control freak DJ Peter, who was driving everybody precariously close to murdering him. But I mean, I quite like Peter. It's just, but in these conditions, he was a little difficult. My favorite story about Peter is that we were driving. We had done a show in Brighton in England, and we were driving back to Berlin, and he was driving on the wrong side of the road, going about 100 miles per hour, headed straight for a bus that was coming toward us, right? And there were cars in the other lane, the lane that we were supposed to be in, so he couldn't get back into the other lane. And we were like, Peter, you're gonna fucking get us killed! You're driving straight towards this bus! Get off the road! Or whatever, just everybody in the car was like, oh my god, what are you doing? Or whatever. And then at the very last second, he's like, and we just barely managed to not get killed, right? And we're all saying, Peter, don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again. You're gonna get us killed. And he goes, oh, I know I'll never die in a car accident. And we said, well, you may know that you're never going to die in a car accident, but we're not really convinced that we're not going to die in a car accident, so don't do that again. And then we asked him, well, how many accidents have you had? And he was like, well, I only got in 13 in the first 2 years I was driving. So, he was not very convincing.
Oh, 13?
Awesome.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he was and he was our elected driver, of course. Right?
It makes it a lot of fun.
There's a restaurant that was in Columbus. There was amazing tiki. The tables are in different huts, grass huts, and so on.
Yeah.
Every lamp is like a pufferfish lamp or something.
Yeah.
The sinks in the bathroom are huge conch shell sinks. Just really amazing.
I want to be a part of the permanent house band of a place like that.
I tried to be.
You need a good gig to get in for the last 30
But only
years.
if you have total freedom in what you play. You don't have to stick to the standard repertoire.
Yeah.
Arthur Lyman, the guy who played with
Martin Denny.
He just died, right? Yeah. I actually like his stuff more than Martin Denny.
I've got nearly a full discography of his stuff, which actually came from my great aunt, whose house I live in now.
He's a great vibes player.
Yeah. And when she died, I found that she had just nearly all of his records.
Yeah, I've got the first 4 or 5 or whatever, but certainly not all of them.
Yeah. But yeah, he was very, very good.
Yeah, he's great. Totally great. The whole band they're great.
Mm-hmm.
The arrangements are wonderful. Considering it's a 4 or 5 piece band, they managed to make the arrangements be very lush, etc., which is something that I'm particularly interested in.
Yeah.
I love arranging. I always lament the loss of arranging in popular music from basically the 50s on.
It's pretty much disappeared.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was huge back then. That was all it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that was my favorite thing about it.
Does Katja have your address? Nacho have yours.
Yeah, she does.
She does? Okay.
Come for it, so I have dubs off the board of that. I don't know if you're interested in recording.
I wonder if Michael was in the tour that you recorded.
I think he was.
Yeah, he's a great percussionist.
Yeah, because I remember the vibe player, I think, looking like him. So.
Well, when we did those 12-hour shows, I would play for
It's all really confused me by doing that.
Well, that's for Kent's movie. For different shots, I just changed the positions of the patches around.
You're so clever.
No, but it would be very time.
Sorry.
How did I ever end up with
I'm just
thing
kidding.
like this?
Where's your tape?
Oh, wow, I didn't know it was all velvet.
Yeah,
I know, everybody's like
Wait a minute.
amazed.
Wow.
You guys are unobservant.
Yeah, I'll say.
I know this because he said Velcro.
Look, but that's not gonna work out. That's because
I'm
you're a gem,
smart.
Jade.
I'm smart.
That's why it's got Velcro on the back.
Yeah, okay. Excellent.
I'm gonna push your buttons.
Oh, but anyway, Leo Ornstein, okay. He was considered to be a great American futurist, piano player, composer, early 20th century, all right? He just died last month at age 109.
109? Where did he live?
He lived all over the place. He lived in, I think he was probably originally from Russia, then he lived in New York for a while, he lived, I don't know, Philadelphia for a while. I think he died in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
But the thing is
The
that
death
when he
of
was
us all.
in the teens and the 20s, he was considered to be the one of the most famous American examples of the virile concert pianist. You know, the guy who could
He had
play
like
these,
15 kids around him.
the guy who could play these just monstrously hard and fast pieces, etc. He stopped playing concerts in 1933, at which point he was already, 41 years old. After that, people kind of forgot about him. He lived another 69 years after that. You know,
That's beautiful.
by then everybody thought this was, Lee Ornstein, he must have died, whatever.
Years ago,
He must
right.
have died 50, 60 years ago or whatever.
Man.
The legend lives on.
Now
Dan, let me walk you out.
Okay.
This is inspiring.
Well, nice to meet you. Thanks
Yeah.
for coming out.
Bye, Dan.
Goodbye.
Bye, Dan.
Have a good trip
If you're
back.
ever back in the Berg,
Bye, Dan.
I will
Dan,
be.
the man.
come a knocking.
A plan in Panama.
I lived with Ava
For what?
a month.
A month? Oh, it's a beautiful photo of her.
Did you ever live with Ava for a month?
I've
so photogenic,
known
though.
Ava since I was 16 years old.
Oh,
I knew Ava. I knew Ava's mother.
I've known
She was in
I
Heat.
lived with Ava's mother for 3 months.
I fucked
knew-
and
Ava's
her
father
dog Snowball.
while her
I knew
father
all
was fucking.
Oh my
Ava's
God,
influences.
I am Ava.
And
Oh my God, don't
Oh
freak
yeah, I
me
know
out.
all the time. You'd really couldn't fool me.
No, she's like
Oh, he's too good for that. Sorry.
too good for what?
It can't go over his head. He knows I'm not Ava.
Oh, yeah.
I mind melded with Ava.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
She
get all of your
was.
mind back
She's a mind
afterwards, or-
melder.
Was
Yeah.
she that carpet thing? That one that like drilled this wonderful tunnel?
Yeah, no kill eye.
It was like a shag carpet that drilled.
Like sort of blonde hair.
Oh my God.
He
No more
wears
tickling.
like
You're on
these
the floor.
two-tone shoes.
Does he wear glasses kind of like
and he has
these?
glasses
Like,
exactly like that. You
I
know
knew
who I'm
it.
talking about?
Ted's playing his witty
his
game.
name's Mark.
No, I just letting you know.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Situation.
You know, I've been practicing
G10, you're so
my.
clever like that.
Look, star. What's that thing I'm trying to learn?
You should put a little like.
Caballero.
Oh,
One true power is
No,
activate.
it's like surfing.
Form
No,
of
it's
an iceberg.
fighting dancing.
It looks like it's actually the roots of breakdancing. Do you know about this? Caballero? It's like a South American. It started in Brazil and it was like a dance that the peasants learned, but it was like disguised self-defense. And it's the roots of breakdancing. According to KRS-One, breakdancing is Caballero and James Brown. But if you go to, like, I went to this class and it's like so breakdancing, it's unbelievable. Like they only, they don't fight with their hands, only their feet, because they think hands are supposed to be for creative things.
That's kind of good.
I think it's totally, I love it, but I've told other people that and they think it's real cheesy, but I like it.
I know it doesn't matter.
But I changed the whole. But they do all this like flipping around and like when they dance together, it's like so intertwined, it's crazy.
So it's like a pretzel.
Yeah.
I know, I didn't think about
It's
it.
like you want to take a
Person
bath
pretzel.
before you like.
I know it doesn't matter even a little bit, but
Wow,
I'm sorry
so
I
it's like
didn't
a
bring the
big
umbrella.
people pretzel at the end.
Well, the
I didn't
umbrella
know it was
was
there.
It's
I
cool
know,
though,
but I
and
didn't know
I'm gonna
when.
kick your ass one day.
And like I kept like now.
And
She's
break
looking forward
dance
to it. You
And I
afterwards.
knew that she wouldn't mind if I
Then
did
she'll
it.
break
I'm not
dance
gonna do
after
it
you're on the
anyways. And I
ground.
kept wanting to grab those things that were. I really wanted to grab them.
Yeah. You said his name was Manny.
What's your
I was
Manny
just
story?
like, Manny
My
Finer, that didn't
my
even
Manny
make
story is that
sense. And
everyone I
then
know has
saw,
a problem with him. I personally.
No, that's a meta story. That's a story that describes a story. That's not a
Yeah,
real
well, I
story.
personally see him. I'm
Tons of stuff
always out and about, and he's always
Just in Pittsburgh?
stapling up
No,
posters.
everywhere.
I mean,
It's
very hard.
I feel like
Your local-
I feel like
Stuff
as much as people have a problem with him, he's like
otherwise wouldn't have
some.
gotten here.
I mean, I feel like maybe he's socially inept to like a really fucked up extreme.
He's definitely socially inept.
But he's so like dedicated to his like I think he's really into his stuff like
Yeah.
he's totally into his thing.
Well, yeah, you have
He's
to give him
stapling
props for all
flyers
the
like all the
persistence.
time. Every time I see him,
Every
he's
show
like
he puts on,
Yeah.
he puts on 2 or 3 shows a week, and he goes around the whole city putting up
like,
flyers by himself for every single show.
yeah, he's a hard worker.
I mean, it's amazing, really. It's just
And he brings in tons of people that
Manny stories
you know
about,
who I don't know where else they'd get to play or.
holes and some just like-
But everybody has a bad experience with him when they come, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing or
well,
what.
he gets,
He's just totally
he has
inept
a
all the time.
weird
It's weird.
And he, I don't know.
inclination
Just a
to
little bit.
We
feel like
flyers in a hardware store.
he's the only
Maybe, but maybe
person
it's totally cool,
who
because
does
I think
anything
there's
of a
a reason
certain
I
thing.
like
Like
him so much.
Yes.
somebody
He's kind
offered.
of- he feels
Even though he's
himself.
very
He
difficult
plays
sometimes.
himself to be the martyr in some ways.
But
Like,
he's a-
I'm the
for
savior
one
of
thing, it's like
all
Van
electronic
there.
experimental noise
Well,
music.
somebody
No one else
offered-
loves it as much as I do.
Somebody offered to write an article about tonight's show. Well, they specifically were going to write an
He says
article
he
about
doesn't
the
like
Guitar
that St.
Anonymous
Germain, which
thing,
means our tour
and
probably coming through here.
and Manny
He's
was
like,
like,
he's not a very
"Oh
friendly
no,
person. That's kind of how we
they
operate.
won't be able to do.
Ask
They won't be
him
able to
a
write
year
this
from now
article
to be
because
Right.
of such and such.
You know,
Because
and
I've
the
already
reason I
tried
say
to do
that
this
is
and blah
because
blah
when
blah
I
blah.
first,
It's like
we first
he has
got in
this
contact with Manny,
concept
like
of
Milton
himself
and
as being
Irene,
the only person
and,
who can do
he was
everything
like, yeah,
because
yeah,
his
Milton
finger
was
is in every
fine, all
pie,
this,
and
and
anybody
then
else who
he
tries to
forms
put
all
their
shit.
finger in that pie is sort of an intruder because
that's what
he's
he
very
said.
possessive of his territory.
Manny was
Right.
like,
Pie?
"Holy
Did somebody
shit,
say
fuck you."
pie?
What are you talking about?
I like
But-
eating pie.
But I like
Manny.
Strawberry pie.
And it
That's
cost
your
a
cue.
ride with me and Chris, because
Yeah,
it was
I'll eat
like, look,
a slice
I'm
of strawberry
not driving
pie
my van
Really?
right now.
I don't like
these
strawberry
4
pie.
locations,
Well, then let's
so
change
y'all
it to
can have
like
share, and I'm not
pecan
gonna have
pie
share.
or something
I was
like
that's
that.
not
I like pecan pie.
See, that'd be a good pie, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Or an ice cream pie.
I like ice
had
cream,
mashed potato
mud
pie?
pie,
He's going through
shepherd's
every pie
potato
you can think of.
pie.
shepherd's pie.
Mashed potato
We made
pie.
shepherd's pie the other day.
Vegan shepherd's pie.
At Food Not Bombs, we had no food and we got all this food and it was like a box
No
of
food, only bombs.
yeah, it was like a box of potato flakes and like green beans and corn. I was like, shepherd's pie, and it was good.
Oh,
We made it
that's
good.
This other guy who was like a Food Not Bombs or whatever introduced me to the idea of instant mashed potatoes as snack food, like without
Yeah, without
rehydrating
cooking
it. Yeah,
I've never
straight out
tried
of the
that.
box,
I
which
like
I'd
the
never,
box. I like.
never considered, but
Yeah, did you try it?
it's not as bad as it.
We want to hear him.
We want it to be.
I'm trying to.
We want it to be
remember.
in the documentary.
See, I was raised by 2 mathematicians. My parents are both mathematicians,
You look like a mad scientist.
I've cultivated this image
Yeah.
carefully. You
Yeah.
understand? You should see me with the white jumpsuit I normally perform.
I've seen you in Buffalo.
Oh, that's right. You got to see the
Yeah.
Filmtron and everything.
Uh-huh.
You got to see the
I got the full
Filmtronic
treatment.
action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
full treatment.
That's right.
And she told me about it when she came
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. But,
And I gave you his card. I was like, meet him. You'll love him.
That I didn't. I believe you.
Yeah, you looked it up on the internet. And you're like, Ohio, do I know anybody there? And you couldn't remember. Yeah.
I don't remember doing that
You're
either.
losing your mind there, Tent.
No, it's just that when I go to sleep, she steals it from me. It's horrible. Every morning I wake up with
You're
less.
so mean to me. Why do you hate
It's
me?
true. I'm so mean to her.
Thoughts leak out the ears unless you put.
You just said I
corks in
sucked your
ears.
brain full out
No,
of information.
I
Corks
did
in your
not
ears
say
when
that.
you sleep. Otherwise, all thoughts leak out.
Oh, great.
Just like that cup dropping on the floor.
Smooth move.
That's how that's the sound that the thoughts make when they leak out of
That's
your
the
head.
sound of the
thoughts
mouth.
Yeah.
Kent!
Clunking.
You're bothering me.
Shooby, 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 Taylor, shooby, Taylor, shooby, Taylor, shooby, Taylor, shooby, Taylor.
Do you need a plug? No, I didn't mean for you guys to stop.
Goddamn shooby.
I was improvising.
Yeah, but we're look, everybody has been out really quiet so we can hear it.
Yeah. Tiny.
What the fuck
Ted
is Shooby
has
anyway?
Shooby Taylor, man.
He has a CD player in his pew.
It's all
It's so quiet.
it's all
Yeah.
into
But I mean, if I could plug it into a sound
I'm gonna
system.
bring you a picture of my friend Eva before you leave.
Oh yeah? I'm not.
I know you're not her.
Ava was in the
I'm not gonna
Ava was in the demo reel last night. She was the one who found the paper airplane on the sidewalk.
I was coming home from work that night and I knew I'd missed the whole event. And I was really sad about it. And I was walking up to my apartment, which was over that way. And I saw it laying on the ground and I got so excited that I actually got to be a part of it. And that I got to see it happen.
How many did you fold?
I'm not sure. I think it was estimated like over a couple hundred.
That's right. Oh, her.
She was only in there for a sec.
That's pretty good.
Great.
Killer. You got me saying that.
Killer. Killer. That's one of my favorite verbs.
Dude, yeah, Lexingtonian rubbing off on a verb say killer.
It's really a verb.
We
You're a
have
killer or something, man.
this
That's
other
really
outfit.
killer. My
This other
favorite
guy
verb.
did some
My favorite verb is when you get
super
verb.
beer.
The city gates, they walk. Stone, Venice, Jake, and Jaw. Pushes in the White House. Gonna knock it to his knees. There's only one party and there's two party system. There's only one party and there's two party system.
Starts off with fun bunch of whack shit. Terminator X! That's it.
Rock. It's time
to We are all Chuck D.
Rock.
Okay, do we want another Chuck D one or do we?
With the Herb Albert.
That's
and
this
it's all
one
yours,
right here,
babe.
or we
Robert,
got Rock
do
by
it. Come
Raid.
on. It's all yours,
And we
babe.
also
If you
got
want it, you gotta have
Spinning Wheel with random lyrics.
I've already
Let's do
done
that
this
one.
one. It's all you.
Let's do the
It's your
spinning
time to
wheel.
shine.
Let's do the spinning wheel.
This one's good.
Give him the other one because he wants it, man.
Do you want to do the other Chuck
He
D
wants to
one?
do Chuck D, man.
The
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't like that? Oh, I'm not gonna get these wrong.
Get to Chuck D. Get ready.
I count the days of a Pittsburgh king. Wait for my man. The party is mine, not the jackets or the elephant. 20,000 niggy brothers in the corner off the cell block, but they come from California. Population is none in the desert sun, with a gun cracker rolling things under his thumb. Staring hard at postcards, isn't it odd and unique? Seeing people smile when in the heat of the 20 degrees.
What?
Rock by Raid! Woo! Rock by Raid! Rock by Raid! What? Sex, drugs, and rock by Raid! Nazi war! Nazi war! Cancer, garbage, murder,
Washington, terrorist constitution, police conspiracy, dramatic open torture, drunk driving, hostage siege, government shutdown collapses, desperation, despair, deep into debt,
Criminal, persecuted, semi-automatic handgun, explosive gunman.
building a funeral victims, racing hostage, active war, cancer,
death,
CIA,
narcotics operation!
Hungry, homeless, frustrating, terrorists, spoiled, insanitary, hard-leading losers,
Critical mommy, the game's rule. Criminal anti-government.
triangle, deeper and deeper into damaging and death. It's like drugs, EA will again. Thomas will swing on.
Rocked! Rocked! Rocked by rape! Rocked! 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 Rocked by rape! Rocked! Rocked! Rocked by rape! Sex, drugs, and rocked by rape!
Gun down, shooting down, blood truth, murder. Death penalty, ransom, no coming as unburdened punishment, like extortion and murder. Under an entire neighborhood on fire.
Tough, diplomatic, hell on earth, magnetic radiation, fraudulent assassin, mysterious murder, chemical terrorism, military targets, fatal crash danger, a freak accident, no known survivors.
Wild and truly smoking drug bomb, purging the anti-fatal shooting rampage, shooting negative police brutality,
fear the hidden Nazis next door.
Marxist rebels, serious murder, accidents, problems, punitive damages, like that negative hard-printed conversation.
Time for us to bug out
and
rocked! Rocked! Rocked by rape! Rocked! Rocked! Rocked by rape! Rocked! Rocked! Rocked by rape! Sex, drugs, and rocked by rape! Ow!
Look out. That's part of our world tonight from the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting. Good night and have a great week.
Kid by reporting!
Yes!
Kid by rape!
Good boy, he's a killer.
Nice! That was so...
Okay, so the idea is you come to my front door, you knock on the door, or you ring the doorbell or whatever. I come to the door, I've got on the full Anarcadian outfit so you can't see my face, etc. I beckon you in. We go through that room, probably barely making it, or maybe just going straight down the hallway if it ends up being too problematic because of the equipment piled up in the way that it is right now in that room. We come through here, we go up through the steps, we go through the upstairs bedroom, video editing room, etc. I open up the window if it's not open already, which it probably will be. I go out onto the porch, you're following me the whole time. I go in on Etta's side. She's got a camcorder. She starts shooting. She follows you from behind. We go down through her first floor back room, down the steps again into her kitchen, out onto the porch, into the maze. In the maze there are hopefully 3 sets of Siamese twins, not frothing in this case, but talking jargon specific to their interests. I will probably lose you in the maze, you'll get confused, eventually you'll find me, etc. You'll have to crawl through the passageway, etc. Etta will be following you the whole time with the camcorder. You'll go into the basement room. Etta will go past you with the camcorder. You'll stop at that point. She'll follow me to the front trap door. I'll open up the trap door, go outside. She'll shoot from down below, and she'll shoot me saying, "Kent, by now you figured out that if you make a documentary about me, you end up also being in one of my movies. And then that'll be the end of her shot. Then we'll do the whole thing all over again, except that this time,
What happens when I'm in the basement?
well, this is just the first shot that I just described to you.
Okay.
The thing is that the whole purpose of that first shot is to just get Etta's footage. Okay.
Right, okay.
Then the second time when we come through, we do the same thing, except this time Etta doesn't have the camcorder, and she can be doing whatever she wants to. But she'll probably be in the basement. I'll have to talk with her about this, but in the basement when you get in there, and she will start the video playing not when you get in there, but when I come through, because I'll be ahead of you, so that the video will be showing projected onto the screen as you come into the room. I'll once again vanish through the back, but you'll stop, you'll aim your camera at the screen, and then you'll crop the image at the screen, and then you'll shoot long enough so that you'll get to the point where I say, Kent, by now you've figured out that if you're going to make a documentary about me, you're also going to end up in a movie of mine. Okay? And then that's end of scene. And then, of course, the idea is that you can cut in anything else in that context. So this contextualizes the way you experience this or whatever. Does that sound good?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Are you going to be wearing a microphone? A wireless mic?
I could, but I'm not really going to say anything to you. I'll probably just go like this or whatever. So it might be an unnecessary technical complexity. But if
You're not going to be talking or saying anything during it?
No, it's just going to be me going like this or whatever, beckoning you, and then you following me.
Okay.
And the only time that I'll say anything is that end line, which Etta will record, and then which you'll hear play back on the video projector.
All right. So what else do we need to do to get ready for this thing? Just kind of walk through it?
Well, I need to rouse everybody, of course, and get them into the Siamese twin outfits.
That maze is pretty narrow, though, is it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It'll be not necessarily easy to do, but it won't be impossible either. So I'll go next door and see whether I can get people up. Have you had enough sleep yet?
What time is it?
It's about 10 o'clock. The reason why I'm asking is because I'm wondering if you can be in my movie.
Are you filming right now?
Yeah.
Hello, television world.
Because I want you to dress up in a Siamese twin outfit. I need one more person, and I need you to be outside in the maze that we made yesterday on the porches, and I want you to just be talking jargon specific to your interests. So it could be political activist jargon or anything of that sort.
Alright, who am I conjoined to?
Well, that's what we're about to figure out. One of the 5 people that are visiting for Irene Moon's performance. But we'll need to do it fairly soon because Kent has to leave for Baltimore and I have to leave for work. Rise and shine. Everybody's going to be so happy to see me this morning. You're all prepared. You took your plastic off your window. Good. Turn away. Hi, Callie. Good morning. Drunky. My little drunky friend. I'm gonna have to go to work soon, and Kent's gonna have to go to Baltimore, so we have to shoot the scene. Come on. You know I'm going to be ruthless, so you may as well forget the resistance, because I will tickle your feet, for example, until there is no hope. I will do anything will even drag you.
Hurt my knee.
I won't hurt your knee, so that's what I'll draw the line.
Oh shit.
I don't know what anybody else's plan is, but I wouldn't mind sticking around for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we can go out to eat or something.
That would be really
Feel like it.
Yeah.
There she is.
Don't talk to me. I hate you.
Yeah, that's what I always do.
I hate him.
Where's the dog? Dog? And
Hi, dog. Good dog.
Can we incorporate the trailer?
Yeah, sure.
Morning, sunshine.
Apparently I've been paired up with someone else.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
So, did you want to be?
No,
No, I mean,
it's
it
I was gonna make it dramatic.
You all can pick your pairs.
No.
It doesn't-
That's right. You're trying to make it dramatic, but it's not
It's gonna
working.
be dramatic. I'm a drama queen, damn it. Come on.
I thought it was a trout.
Okay.
Salmon.
I'm gonna go upstairs and then I'll be right back down again and then we'll go over this after I gather together Trevor. Is Trevor awake yet?
No, he's still upstairs.
Get him, man.
Kick
Get
him.
him.
A lot.
He's in
I'll-
a deep sleep. Here, throw this bread on.
Well, I guess I'll have to.
Made out of bread.
Let me handle Trevor if it comes out.
Getting you dressed.
You want some more?
Well, it looks to me like the only pair that's actually here, unless you decide to do different pairings or whatever, are you two.
Okay.
Okay. So.
Yes.
You'll need to put down food, etc. Unless you're particularly talented about wearing Siamese twin clothes.
Give the dog some water.
You haven't seen that?
Yeah, I saw it when Joey found it.
Isn't it hot?
It is.
It's the cop killer.
Yeah. It's like sick.
It's the cop killer on wheels.
Little Nacho, we are going to squeeze you like upgrade.
Okay. Come on in.
I was young.
4 hours old. Smashing.
Yeah, you are. If I had known, I would have.
Smashing in the morning.
I would have given you a leading role as the primary Siamese twin.
Look, you got a windy sleeve. Come on.
Windy sleeve.
Alright.
This is a rare specimen from Vermont.
You're sitting on the
I
downstairs.
know, like where else am I supposed to
These
sit?
are great. Look, Simon's twin.
Hi, Tally.
Look, oh,
Everybody
pants time.
thinks you're really confusing you. Just don't pay attention.
And,
Don't listen to them.
Pants. So when we get separated, I get all the teeth. and
bow skulls.
Bow skulls.
Where's my book? Let me
What are
show
you
you
gonna
all
do with
about
both
Siamese.
skulls? Look, here's my final offer.
And
We're
I
going to
get
take
the
my
brains.
pants off for this.
You have pictures?
Yes. This is my.
probably
I
not.
bought
These are
this book
deliberately
last
very
year. $35 fucking
sizable,
dollars.
so that it's-
These are
And I'm like,
fabulous.
here,
My
I
shoes are pretty deliberately sized too.
Yeah, they are. But I think we'll survive it.
Okay, good.
This boy was raised to be an idiot. He was.
So was I.
So was I.
And he like got paid to do
He
it.
got weird cool tights.
They just hit him in the head.
You
with
have
his
weird cool
sticker.
tights.
Yeah,
shoes
but
are
he's an
big.
idiot.
I'll take off my other shoe for
Be a
the
professional.
next leg.
Little baby milking from side to thigh.
There we go.
Whoa.
So when the Siamese
Okay,
twin
go ahead.
separation,
I can take it off.
I
No,
also
it's-
want 3 legs.
Just point
I
your
love that
foot at
picture.
the-
That's where the cheese is.
It's the chocolate spray.
That was easier. Go ahead.
Oh,
When's it, I got bum. I went to the ranch.
Double stomach.
Right.
Shirt
Turn
out.
around. I think that the tie is on the back. Okay, so I'm going to set them up for you.
Excellent.
You know, now that we stand
You
next
should
to
make
each
patches
other,
out of these.
I didn't realize how
Human
much we look like
deformities.
each other.
We don't look like each other. I'm much prettier than you.
No, we look exactly like each other. What are you talking about?
that.
We're like identical twins.
Who's that? We are.
Oh my god, this is the new band. They remind us
If-
of that
if-
cover
We
band.
didn't dye our hair different colors. We would be
Where's
identical.
okay, Trevor?
Yeah.
Trevor and Robert, can I get you to? It's easier to put the
People
pants
with
on
horns.
first. so it's not-
Come here.
Bearded
What's that like?
women. Albino family.
You've been to the Ripley's, believe it or not. You see?
No.
We got wax
Yeah.
figures.
Oh, yeah.
These guys.
What's this, like Insect Man?
I thought too.
You know, that's like
It's
the
not like
default
that at all.
answer. Yes.
It's not like
Well, the
that.
first
I
time
don't
he
believe I
asked
ever
to
got
say
a
yes.
choice.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that's the
then-
way I prefer it.
It's like the
You
12th
think better
time.
of it.
After the 12th time.
You're like, no more Alka-Seltzer. No more Alka-Seltzer.
Look,
Got it?
stop
Coding
eating
Benedict.
pizza right before you go to bed. You get all these dreams, and
Just flap the tail out.
then you're dressing all your friends as Siamese
Is it
twins.
gonna fit?
I got a big ass, man. Dude, biggest Siamese butt ever.
Awesome. They have documentation of male menstruation and virgin births,
Are we?
among other things.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Let me start explaining what's going on here because we have very little time. Okay. Okay. All right. The basic idea of this scene is that Kent has decided he wants to make a documentary about me. And he's found all of these clues about my existence, and he's followed up the clues, and it's led him to the front door of my house. He comes to the front door of the house, he rings the doorbell, I come to the door, I'm wearing my Anarcanian outfit, which is this full silver thing that has tentacles on it, and my head's covered. I open the door, instead of talking to him, I just go like this, and I lure him into the house. He comes into the house, he goes up the steps, through the upstairs, out the window onto the front porch roof, across the porch roof, into Etta's room upstairs. She has a camcorder. She starts shooting him. She follows along behind him. She acts like a total ham, as usual. And I lead him downstairs. Then I come here. I open this door, and this is really going to be difficult for you all. You all are going to be out here in the maze, so you might as well just come out here now.
Go ahead and get used to it. That's right.
Maybe we should try to like collaborate here.
Left.
1, 2, 3.
Look at her butt.
I know.
You guys, like, middle leg is gonna be a lot of fun.
See, this is when you have to start feeling like the Siamese twin that you are.
Where are we all gonna
Just,
be?
well, that's what we're going to determine right now.
I don't think we're gonna go.
Okay.
No falling off the porch.
Now they.
Yeah, they were maze champions.
All right. Now the maze is ultimately leading over to here. So see whether you can even do this. You probably can't.
We gotta
But,
squeeze through there.
The thing that connects the two porches is this car seat here, which has to be crawled through. You're not going to have to deal with that. We're going to go the easy way. And there's another part of the maze over there that there's not very much to. What happens is that Kent comes through here, encounters all of the creatures of the maze, who are you, who are the Siamese twins who are talking in jargon. And what you have to do is, the whole time you just have to talk just non-stop without necessarily paying any attention to the other person in jargon, in the most specialized jargon that you can think of. So for Irene, that'll be easy, lots of bug jargon. But for other people, it could be anything that you're interested in, like music jargon, you know, electronics jargon, train hopping jargon, laptop jargon, you know, whatever. Anything, as long as it's as incomprehensible to anybody outside your subculture as possible. All right. Kent comes through, he goes past all of the maze Siamese twin jargon spouters. He goes into the basement next door. Etta is following him the whole time. Etta goes past him, he stays in that room. I go through the front of the house, open up the trapdoor in the sidewalk, I go up to the top of the trapdoor, and then I say, I looked out at Etta and I say, Kent, by now you've figured out that if you're going to make a documentary about me, you're going to end up in one of my own movies. And then, then that footage will be rewound, set up so that it can be projected on the video projector. We do the whole scene over again, trying to make it as similar to the first time as possible. Except this time, Etta doesn't have the camcorder. The videotape is rewound and ready to go. What happens is that when Etta comes through the second time, she's ahead of Kent, between Kent and myself, and she starts the videotape projecting onto the screen in the basement as Kent comes into the room. So what happens is that Kent comes into the room, he sees himself on the screen coming into the room, and then he looks at the screen, he stands there and watches it, he does a close-up shot of the screen, and eventually I come on and I say, Kent, by now, blah, 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 right? Okay, the gist of it is that this is the way of introducing how Kent is making the movie. He's being set up, he's in for making this movie, and then from that point on, the action theoretically takes place on the screen because the movie has already been made without Kent's even knowing it. So, okay, now we're gonna go around the easy way. One couple is going to stay here in this maze, and two couples are gonna stay over there. So, since you helped me make this maze, will you stay on this side?
Yes.
Okay, you're the person most familiar with this maze, and you can feel free to run interference with Kent, to confuse things as much as possible, to duck underneath, to go into all sorts of different sections, but at any rate, to take advantage of the maze as much as possible so that Kent does not have an easy time of it.
Kent, I'm here to make your life difficult.
Does Kent know the maze
at all?
Okay. Huh?
Does Kent know the maze at all?
Well,
Not
he
really.
does, but he doesn't really know it that well.
You want to check the maze out?
Sure, let's the view in the middle one's tough. Hopefully it's just baggy.
Good at this already.
Alright. Now, over here, I want to have you two. Okay. Once you get up on the step, I'm going to close the... I want you two to be sitting right here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to close up the gap here. This door is going to be open. So Kent's
I
going to
don't
come
either. I
through
don't
this
think
way.
it's really a maze.
Alright. Yeah, right. Right now.
Totally enjoying.
Okay, so just hang out here, practice talking your jargon, and sometime in the next 10 or 15 minutes, Kent is going to come through. And remember, don't even talk to Kent or even to each other, just talk constant jargon. All right, now.
Smokey,
We're practicing our jargon.
Yeah, your CV jargon. All right, well, we'll just keep working at it because we're going to come through at some point. So just.
Well,
you know.
we're gonna just keep on. This is looking very exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. Speak on pages. We're ready to go now. Do you remember what to do?
What do you want me to rewind the tape?
No. No, that. Okay.
You're gonna do that?
Just yeah, I'll deal with that. All I want you to do now is you'll be upstairs with the camcorder. You'll follow Kent. You have to go behind Kent.
Alright, I'm only in this house following him.
Then you go through the maze. You follow him through the maze the whole time.
Okay.
You have to crawl across the car seat to my porch.
Alright, well, my leg's fucked up.
Will you please listen
I'm gonna
to me?
try. I might not be
Listen.
the best follower of Kent that ever lived.
You'll do a fine job if you just listen to what I'm asking you to do. Okay. Then, when he gets to the point where he goes into the
Follow
basement next
through
door,
him to the end. You're gonna be there spouting off stuff outside the trap door.
you don't follow him to the end. He stops there.
I know,
you
you
go
followed
past
him past him into the other room.
But you start out behind him. That's the point at which you go past him. You follow me. I spout off stuff. You keep the shot on me for about a minute, so there's extra tape there. Okay. Then we do the whole thing again, except the second time, you're not using the camcorder. You go in ahead of him and press play on the VCR. If it doesn't work, if you don't have it playing by the time he comes into the room, we have to do the shot all over again. Okay? Now, go upstairs.
Why don't you just jump on my shoulders, weigh them down?
I know, you always have been a shirker of responsibility. Okay, Kat, let's go next door and get rolling. All right. Hello, Ken. I've been expecting you. Follow me.
Generator. That is how it works. Then the database can log the pseudo-random sequence of numbers. Once logged, the integers will actually stay in the database indefinitely until the pseudo-random number generator
The train conductor looked at me with piercing eyes. And they went in and out of the yard, and the units switched, and the trains clanged, and they hissed and roared.
Known that in the
The main line connected
in 1979.
Right at the middle of the road organization. He writes a book that says a pox on both your houses, and then he accounts about going in on patrol with the Contras and describes their activities. Read Witness for Peace, what we have seen and heard. Read the Lawyers Commission on Human Rights. Read the Violations of War on Both Sides by the America's Watch. And there are many, many more documentations of details, of names, of incidents that have happened. Part of a destabilization is propaganda to discredit the targeted government. This one actually began under Jimmy Carter. He authorized the CIA to go in and try to make the Sun and the Smiths look. In 1979, they came into power. Pseudo-random series of constants, pseudo-random integers that will be produced with the database, collecting the final results. The database, let's see, will store the series of pseudo-random numbers that will then be logged and constantly recycled for the database application. The database application then will go on to
use the pseudo-random series of data elements as a Boolean string of constants that will then be recycled as the next series of pseudo-random elements. After that point, the pseudo-random in the database can then cease activity as a final application or abnormal ending activity. That will then produce the next database application, beginning with a first series that will be initialized on the disk pager format. ISO 9660 format. That was considered by Frank young Republican
And even in the movement of Spanish realism, you have things that...
And the price is the ready
By now, Kent, you've figured out that if you're going to make a documentary about me, you're going to end up in one of my movies.